a lot that I'm looking forward to.
He's gonna burn it to the ground.
Kill the
And more,
mouse, bring us his head.
I mean, it's California. It won't take much.
Yeah, it's true.
Although we're due rain tomorrow, so... I think we're all here, so, RC, let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lava Crows, where we last left off. Another review of Treasure, some trip time of things getting done, and everyone has entered their full first system. It's an unnamed system, but it does have a planet called Nearstun that seems to be one of the portals destinations from Sigil, and it has a space dock called Dolphin 1. When we last left, the Spelljammer was flying its way into Dolphin 1 and getting ready to dock. I believe that's the most important bit. Is there anything I'm leaving out?
Yeah, you were gonna let us level up to level 5, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Not
heard.
yet. Not yet. Shoot, hold on. The answer to that is not yet. You haven't quite earned it yet. I mean, you just leveled up to level 4 not too long ago.
Important question. Does Melody level up with all the dirt and grime she's been eating around this place?
She doesn't gain levels, no. But she's surviving on dirt and grime, which is an important thing. You don't have to feed her. She does not cut into your rations at all.
She needs to level up from pet to familiar.
If you'd like to make her a familiar, we can definitely discuss that. Do you have Find Familiar?
Oh, yeah. But she mostly
We can.
uses her, she has to use, I think, a wild shape for it.
That is definitely something we can discuss. Yeah, Melody can absolutely become a familiar with some work. Um, Anything else, though? I think that was everything.
Well, we were told not to, or something told us not to dock or land on Nearston.
Yes, so your uh, shoot,
Spowl?
Orrery.
your
Your orrery.
your orrery seems to, when you entered the system, it gave you this map of the system. Although, granted, this one is a still life. In your orrery, everything is slightly moving because everything does move in space. And there were two identifiers: Nearston, who said no port access, and Dolphin 1, which said there was a Spelljammer port. You can ignore the request for no port access, but that's at your own peril, as always.
I think we decided to go to Dolphin 1 and then figure it out from there.
Yep, because you can always ask them why you're not allowed to go there.
Well, I remember that you had told us as a whole, but I don't know who specifically, that there were certain planets that the powers that be said absolutely not. You're not allowed to be here because these people don't know that the multiverse exists yet.
That was, I think someone rolled on that. That was probably either Kitlak or Shay. Basically, yeah, there are some planets they have rules on whether you can or not. Um, And yes, there is, like the realm that that Faerun is on. That is the point. You are allowed to land only in one part of the ocean, and that's it. These people obviously know the multiverse exists. There's a portal to Sigil. Why you can't land there? Again, you don't know. You're not given a reason. There's just your orrery told you that there's no port access there.
Can't or not allowed? Shouldn't?
The wording is right in front of you. Literally, no port access. What that translates into, you know, either they don't want you there or they don't allow it. You don't know the reason why. You've just simply been told, don't go there. Don't bring a spelljammer there. That's basically it. The reason why is not given. The orrery is not all-knowing, all-powerful. The fact that it even gives you information other than just planets and objects in orbit is surprising. You didn't know it could do that.
Well, Shay will dock the ship at Dolphin 1 then.
As you approach Dolphin 1, Kitlak, have you seen many spelljammers? How many spelljammers have you seen? Lots of
I
variations.
I imagine quite a bit. Like,
Yeah.
he's probably seen a good deal of variation too. Like, he was on a smuggler ship that did occasionally indulge in piracy, so there was a lot of spelljammer to spelljammer interactions.
You recognize the design of Dolphin 1. It's basically a dolphin spelljammer that's been slightly elongated, slightly enlarged. It's the bridge wraparound, or the one of the deck wraparounds in the lower section of the ship has been expanded to dock spelljammer vessels. And you also, let's roll your history. Let's see how good you remember about dolphin spelljammers.
Ooh, I get to use Kitlak's new character sheet. Let's do it. Did I put anything in history? No, I did not. Can I guidance?
Can Shay roll with disadvantage?
Shay can.
That's a 19.
Ooh, it's an 18.
Hell yeah. What do we know?
All right, you both know that dolphin ships were actually designed mostly as warships. Um, for Shay,
I'm sorry. You said it belonged to like what race, lineage?
as with
What sort of
most
people design
aquatic
this?
named vessels, they started off as human and tended to spread out to others. Humans and elves are primarily those who use dolphin ships. Or I guess Feykin would be a better representation because it's not just elves that use it. So for Shay, that's really what you know, is that these are designed by humans. Elves find them popular, and they're all practically, in their own way, mobile ports. Because as you can see, as you're flying in, a ship seems to be docking. It looks like a one of the space cargo vessels. Oh, I don't have the ships up in front of me. Hold on. Why don't I have the ships up on me? The space galleon. It looks like a space galleon is slipping into dock on top of the vessel, which means dolphins are pretty large in general in order for them to do that. But they are very well defended. Kitlak, you remember that dolphin ships were one of the ships that your crew would take one look at and go, "Hail, trading partners! Don't shoot us," because they were very much well armed, well armored, and any sort of hand-to-hand combat, with humans, you might have a chance if you could get in close. With elves, ugh, it was kind of worse because that sloped design was a pain in the ass for you guys to walk on, but they had no problem balancing on it. So for the
Mhm.
most part, it was too much trouble to attack. But you know, depending on who was in charge, you could get some decent trade. But it was one you do not piss off because, yeah, that is, you do not want to get shot down. However, if you found their cargo ships far enough away, those were typically worth attacking because that is just a space galleon. The crew was more experienced in fighting, but it was a cargo hauler, basically.
Mhm. About how big is it in comparison to our current ship?
Let's see. That is a good question. Sorry, I'm just looking for the. Here we are. So in terms of beam length, it seems more narrow than yours, but the keel length is 250 feet, which is much larger than yours, I believe.
Mhm.
Plus, it's just more vertical. It has a lot more decks than yours does in general. I think I showed you an image of it last time. Yes, so you can see that, the cargo ship is on top, and that's one of their. Well, actually, I guess the one I showed you was one of the smaller ones. Uh, yeah. That's a little more accurate when you can see the cargo ship is kind of dwarfed by the entire dolphin vessel. Personally, I think it
Mhm.
looks more like a whale, but that's me. Whale ships are something else entirely, however. As you approach docking, the docking port, you do, Shay, get an unknown ship. Please state your destination and reason for approach.
The Lava Crow requesting docking, looking to resupply and trade, possibly. I feel like that's our standard. What we're
Yeah,
looking
it's a
for.
good catch-all.
There's a momentary pause and then, yes, a visitor said they're expecting you. You can dock above the dorsal, above the, no, that's dorsal, above the, I don't have a ship thing in front of me, so I can't remember. I want to say left fin, but I don't know what that would be.
Left if you're like standing in the ship facing forward, and it's your left that is the port. Port and
Uh,
left have the same number of letters.
that's a good way to do it. Port fin.
Mhm.
We will accept 4 crew members. No, and then trade will commence once you have spoken with your guest.
Who's this individual that is expecting us? We're pretty well known.
There's a moment of sort of disbelieving silence at the last statement, and then Estrelovix?
Oh, excellent.
Oh, that answers everything.
Um, so outside of if Kitlak's not there, then she's going to communicate with Kitlak wherever he is.
I think Kitlak's right next to you for the docking.
Okay. They said someone named Estrelovix is waiting for us and knew we were coming. So that's ominous.
Does Kitlak know an Astrelevix? Like, he has met
Not at
many people.
all. Not at all. But if you'd like, you can roll your insight with disadvantage or history with disadvantage.
Kitlak's gonna roll insight with disadvantage. It's the same, really. No, actually, he's got insight trained. And he's going to add guidance to that. Something I made sure he had on his new character sheet. All right. So that is 2 plus 6, 8, plus 5 is a 13.
13. Estrelevix could be a Fey name, but it could all. There are a few species that have naming conventions similar to that. But with a 13, you do remember both Tessa and Leshuza mentioned eyes upon you at a moment when you found out about the belt.
Ah, right, Mercanes. Interesting. Now, theoretically, could be a Mercane, but that's kind of a shot in the dark.
Oh,
Leshu-
that's good news because we want to. Yeah, we should get
I
in
mean,
good with them and give them the belt
they
back.
are a merchant. Yeah, that makes sense. I
Mhm.
mean, we can't really use it anyway.
A little disturbing that they knew where you were and where you were arriving, but other than that,
It's a magic belt. I'm not super. And also, wasn't there some tracking stuff going on? Like, Kitlak's not super disturbed about that. He just wants to move this cargo before it does something unholy to the ship.
It's in
fair
your
enough.
bag of holding, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
In not yours, but in I'm terrible with names and such tonight. Cassie's bag of holding. So in theory, no one should have been able to track it once for the last almost week and a half.
Well,
Yet
they said they were expecting us. They didn't say they knew when we were coming. So
All right. Regardless of anything, we'll find out once we board the port. I'm sure they have no hostile, at least not overtly hostile intentions for us.
is this a terrestrial port
It's like a converted spell
or is it a
jammer.
spaceport?
It's a
Spaceport.
Yeah, it's a converted spelljammer. So there is an air envelope. You're going to basically enter an external deck that's been expanded and then go inside and wander the ship.
Is it like the Star Wars MMO where you like board the spaceport and then you get transportation down to the planet, or do we take our ship down to the planet?
You would have to ask that.
I think I just did.
Yes, you would have to ask that. You would have to ask the people on the ship.
I know, I was just messing with you.
All right. So you do dock. There's no fees apparently. There is what appears to be a security guard, half elf, that extends sort of a kind of a ladder up to the top of your deck, or are you going to use your cargo doors on the bottom when you dock? How would you like to exit your ship? Top deck or rear cargo doors?
Not the I'm not the captain, but I would suggest not the cargo first. Just knowing who's down there.
I mean, I'm going to leave it to you how best to pull up to this thing. I'm not going to micromanage.
Yeah. Oh,
Kitlak
okay.
rather isn't going to.
Okay. Yeah. Shay would elect not to dock at the cargo hold, just in case. You know, we've got some passengers down there that might not want to be known, so I think it's safest to
All right.
not do it the other way. I'm sorry. What was the other way? I just heard in my brain
Top
not
deck,
the
which gives you the
cargo thing.
option of aiming to make that the access port or aiming to make one of the upper cargo door open
Yeah, no,
cargo
the top,
doors
the top
access.
deck. Top deck, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's going to be our default, unless I say otherwise,
Mhm.
and unless I need otherwise.
Okay. Um, they sort of extend a it's sort of it's a ladder, but it has sort of a grapple at one end. Um, it takes them a couple tries to get it to latch onto the barrier that's around your upper deck, and that seems to be the anchor for your ship to the port. So, which of you are coming aboard, and what are you bringing?
So, is it an actual spelljammer? And I assume its space takes over our space, right?
Yes, you are now part of their air envelope. Their gravity now takes precedence.
Is that usually just a fine thing that happens, or do some people like charge for that kind of a thing to like
It
refresh
just
our
happens.
airspace? No, I know it just happens, but
Oh, air that
do some people expect to be paid for that kind of a thing?
if you find the space Ferengi equivalent in D&D, possibly.
Are these the space Ferengi?
Half elves typically aren't like the Ferengi, but you never know.
No, it's where we got.
They
It's
haven't
where.
mentioned any sort of docking fee. They haven't mentioned any sort of air refresh fee. These people don't seem to be that financially oriented, which, if they do have access to Sigil, they may not need your money on some level.
Fair enough. Should I disembark with you, or should I stay piloting, Captain?
It's your choice. I mean, I
Oh,
must
then I come.
disembark. Yeah, I must disembark, but I would assume that the core crew members would be the away party on this one.
Uh, Shay will notify the players. Essentially.
The officers, perhaps, is a better indication.
Yeah, you do hear Tessa go, dolphin design, boring. Yeah, I'll stay and make sure we stay locked and loaded, Captain.
Thanks, Tessa.
Why? Why is a strange space aquatic design boring? I never really got into the mechanics of these sort of things.
Eh, Wizards made it, and they left so much space unused. I
Mm,
mean,
the
their cuddle ships
verticality,
are
yeah,
okay, but
it's a
also
bit weird.
unwieldy.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Kilek shrugs. It's strange to look at, certainly, but it's not. He just kind of cocks his head. To each their own.
Like they could fit like 2 or 3 whole more decks in there, but no.
Or at least a water slide, you know.
Thank you.
All right. Tessa, you have the helm in Shay's absence. Assuming that Cassie and Genevieve are coming with, then the helm. Well, no, it wouldn't be the helm. Then command falls to Zaldi.
Okay. The chef says,
Congrats.
and then goes back to cooking.
You're more than a chef. You know it. I know it. Don't sell yourself short. The others look
No,
up to you.
no, it's fine. It's just if it comes to the point where I'm the captain, um, we're leaving you behind, right?
That is fine. I
Okay.
expect you to tend to the survival and well being of the crew, first and foremost.
That
And
I
our
can
dinner.
do.
First and foremost, survival and well being of the crew includes dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Then we are agreed.
We are in agreement.
Excellent. Dinner. And with that, Kitlak's gonna go topside. And you called the Shay. You said you called the officers, yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone say they're not coming? Okay, then we'll see you on the deck.
All right. So you enter the extended, basically, uh, what kit like you recognize was probably once a small deck for weapons has now just been extended as a larger deck. It means flying this thing. I mean, it already looks unwieldy to fly. It probably makes it even more unwieldy and a very slow ship. But you do see enough defenses installed that anyone who tried to raid this would not have a good time. They definitely kept enough of the warship to make sure it's a protected port.
Hmm. So there is a grappled ladder attached
Yep,
to us.
yep, easy to climb down. Um, and you can roll anything you'd like if you'd like to try and figure out. It does seem a little long for to have that such a long ladder. Most ships don't need it.
Killag's going to shrug and just kind of wait for the others to show up before he goes anywhere. He wants to present a unified front.
All right, so we have Kitlak.
Did you want me to go first, Captain? You're hesitating a bit.
Shay.
No, I want us to go together.
Oh, right, right.
Cassie, are you going?
Yeah, Cassie will join.
And Genevieve. And I do hate to do this. I will be right back.
Which spells? Hmm. Gut instinct, huh? I can appreciate that. I mean, that sounds good to me. Does that mean we're going to get demonetized?
Sorry about that. The ship's blue hull is definitely a little weathered and worn. It looks more like a gray blue at this point. As you reach the end of the ladder, the half elf there just seems to look you all up and down, which is really just down and down, considering your heights.
Kind of elf?
And
An elf
sorry, what was
elf?
it? Pretty sure it's a half elf. The elves aren't quite pointy enough to be full elf, and they're not quite. They're missing that je ne sais quoi that elves have that make them a little otherworldly.
Kitlak Triggerclaw, pleasure to make your acquaintance. I think Kitlak is going to extend a hand.
Captain is all they say in reply.
They don't shake hand, nothing.
They are holding what looks to be a book and a quill.
Mage
Kitlak
hand to
will,
shake his
if
hand.
Kitlak, if that is the case, if you actually do that, Kitlak will then shake the hand, then hold up the hand for a high five.
And we'll give a high five too.
Excellent. Good to not be left hanging. Thank you. Now, I'm assuming that we sign in, pay a docking fee.
No transactions allowed until you speak to the guest. Commander of security waiting for you inside, and he points to the door that leads into the ship. All trade suspended until such time that you have been approved by the guest.
The
We were the
guest.
guests.
Are we? Does a single guest carry enough clout with you that you would suspend your internal operations at their behest?
Speak with the commander.
Well,
I just need to
so
confirm
good.
you're the captain.
Yes, I'm the captain.
Captain Kitlak. What was the last name again? Sorry.
Trigger Claw.
Triggerclaw.
I'm surprised
And
you don't know it already. Kitlak says with just an air of theatrics.
Kitlak Triggerclaw, Automaton, Halfling,
Cassie,
no,
Genevieve,
bodyguards, identified,
Shay.
you may move on.
I can tell this is going to be a wonderful day already. Kitlak says he's going to walk down the dock in the indicated direction.
Yeah, they seem very uninterested in actual names.
Yes, I know. I'm not going to start fighting every underling we come across. I'd be here all day.
This is a
Besides,
battle?
as
That felt like an awkward social interaction.
there's a lot of overlap between the two. Besides, as Shay has pointed out, I don't need to start shooting everyone.
We're all learning.
Kitlak laughs a little bit too hard. And yeah, he'll keep on proceeding. I'm assuming with the others in tow, into where is indicated.
All right. Go ahead and uh, as you enter the interior deck, you can roll me whatever you'd like to try and determine what this Spelljammer deck used to be, if you'd like. If you'd like, your choice. Based on the
Yep.
walls, the designs, it is quite narrow on some level.
I mean, I cast
Insight.
enhance ability on Kitlak for charisma.
Sure.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
With enhanced
Kitlak.
ability, which ability?
Oh, this was just insight, so it's not charisma. This
Yeah, I'm doing
is
charisma.
15. Yeah.
15? Okay.
Mhm.
Just taking a gander around, you're pretty sure you have entered what used to be a command deck, where weapons were kept, where the captain's quarters probably were. Some of that seems to have been ripped out entirely, but you also can see sort of like a, a little armory and definitely some barracks and what appears to be sort of an isolation and inspection area and commander's quarters, which are open right near you, next to some stairs. There is a human inside. She looks up at you and then looks down because she realizes you're not up. And, well, that was unexpected. She's older, probably closer to 60, which is pretty old for some humans, Kitlak. I mean, ancient for many kobolds, but young but old for most humans. She's got green hair, kind of wrapped in a bun, but it's also there are enough stray hairs that she hasn't really maintained her appearance. No makeup, from what you can tell. Sort of a uniform, but it's also it's kind of haphazard. It's a little like the pirate days where, yes, there was technically a uniform, but if you wanted to wear a sweater or if you wanted to just, wear shorts, you could get away with it as long as, there was some indication of who you were overall in the social hierarchy. She seems to be wearing some sort of band on her left arm that indicates commander based on some symbol.
Fascinating. Kitlag is going to, in turn, look her up and down. Can I get a measure of her? Um, does she how does she hold herself? Like, Kilak kind of mentally divides people into leaders, thieves, scientists, followers, like in general space terms, like space crew terms. What kind of
Uh,
vibe does he get from her bearing?
what is your passive insight by chance?
That would be like a 15.
Okay. With that, I would say she is a tired commander. She has been at this a long time. She has seen a lot of things. She
Mm,
is um she is a little out of sorts today, but she
mm,
definitely holds an air of authority. Uh, the the dismissal by the guard by the ship may not have
mm,
been so much not caring as perhaps necessary for whatever's going on at this very moment with you
mm,
and
mm.
the guest.
Kitlak Triggerclaw, captain of the Lava Crow. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, he says, extending a hand.
Uh, Unlike the guard, she will extend her own hand, but only ever so briefly.
He'll give her a nice
Susanna,
light shake.
Susanna,
Susanna. Susanna.
uh, Commander, last name, uh, after five husbands, you kind of forget. Doesn't matter. Everyone just calls me Susie. Anyways, welcome, sort of. I'm a little frazzled. It's not often that we get a request by certain visitors to speak with certain other visitors. So, if you're bringing anything that is going to cause us to lose all access to the largest trade empire in the multiverse, please let me know now so I can
Hmm.
prepare everyone for that crash.
I don't believe we are. We've found a few items and artifacts in our travels aboard a derelict vessel that we wish to sell here, as well as find information and supplies to carry on.
Not their artifacts and weapons, I hope.
Well, it depends on who is there that we're talking about. Do you have any specifics?
We have a Mercane that came through Sigil and just arrived with the ship.
Oh,
They sent
wonderful.
a message that the Lava Crow would be arriving and that no commerce should commence until you meet.
Yes, we actually have something of theirs, ostensibly. It belongs to the Mercane culture, as far as I can tell, but it is a belt that we understand non-Mercanes are not allowed to use by law or custom, I know not which. I figured Mercanes being Mercanes, they'd be willing to barter back for it, but I wouldn't dream of selling it to a non-Mercane.
Word of advice, unofficially,
Hmm?
don't barter with their own property. Um,
Well, it's
Officially,
sure.
good luck
They're
with that, but please don't burn us.
I will do my best. I would assure them that I'm not bartering with their property. Their property is of course theirs. I am simply collecting a finder's fee and making sure that the property returns undamaged to them. It's all
She
transactional.
mulls that over for a moment and then, I wish you luck with that, but if you succeed, I congratulate you. And if you fail, at least it'll just be you who is affected. And you can see sort of like a bit of weight lift off her shoulders at that realization. Um, yeah, so I'm actually surprised. They should have been down here by now.
Why?
She
Why
picks
would
up.
they ask? Why would they ask all trade to be stopped in the meantime?
Not all trade, just any trade with you. If they decide that you are
No.
untrustworthy or unworthy of trade with them, then any entity that trades with the Mercane would honor that decision, which means you would not be able to train on any world that they have visited or
Let
any
me.
station they have visited. If
Yes.
that's all it is, that's fine. And again, as long as you don't piss them off too much, they'll probably be happy to work with you on some sort of compensation. But until we get the approval that we can trade with you, implicitly or explicitly, we cannot conduct any sort of barter, trade, or resupply. Any
What sort of
commerce.
what sort of deal do you have with them that they have that kind of sway over you?
They have that sway over everyone. Have you been living under an asteroid?
Yes,
It's
actually.
yeah, a little bit, yes.
Oh,
It's useful to think of Mercanes as, you know how there are fire elementals, earth elementals, air elementals. It's inaccurate, but also not entirely so, to think of Mercanes as something like a trade elemental. They are beings that live and breathe trade as easily as a fire elemental does with fire. Assuredly, they have culture and complexities and rada beyond that, but if you piss one off, you're essentially pissing off the concept of trade, and it does not go well for you.
thank you. I don't have to hand out a pamphlet. Very well said. Um, Captain, very well said. But
I
yes,
do
that is
try to know
essentially it.
things.
They are the entire reason spelljamming exists. They were the second species. They claim to be the first, but we have access to Sigil. We know they were the second who developed spelljamming, and they sold it across the multiverse, and that gave them unprecedented uh, commerce powers. And even in their decline, as their monopoly has faded, they are still the most powerful commercial empire in existence that we know of.
Is that true? And as far as Shade knows it, meaning they quote unquote invented spelljamming or
Roll
brought it
me
about?
your history with disadvantage, because this isn't necessarily something your parents would have delved deep into.
8.
Um, I mean, you've heard the story of the first Spelljammer, so obviously they didn't invent it if there was that legendary first Spelljammer. But as far as you know, all the stories say the Mercane provided spelljamming to the first races. You've never heard of another race doing spelljamming first.
Wait, I also have a question. You say that you have access to Sigil. From what our Ori was able to tell us, the Sigil portal is on Nearston, and there's no port access on Nearston. However, are you able to get around that?
Oh, I'm impressed you have an orrery that can be so discerning. Normally we have to warn people off. You have no port access. All trade or trips to Sigil must go through us, uh, through our shuttle system.
Oh, it's an economic sort of situation. Makes perfect
Um,
sense.
she kind of wavers her hand. Economic, and also we had quite a bit of what's the term? Smuggling issues of things that could blow up planets. You may see one of the triple moons around our gas giant. They didn't used to be broken apart. And in fact,
Hmm.
two of them held life. So, yes, after that, it was decided that no spelljamming ships could go directly to or from. There is now an exchange port there to ensure all customs are legal, and a second customs port here to ensure that nothing got through the first customs port. It's tedious, and I hated implementing it because it does make things more complicated. At the same time, I also hated seeing my brother's planet blow up and all of his family. So, yeah, we do it this way.
It's kind of like an airlock.
Uh, yes, sure, like an airlock.
You
Speaking
come
of,
here.
why?
You come in here first, and then you do your thing, and then you get access to the other thing, and then you're allowed to get into. Yeah. Well, it
Speaking
makes
of,
sense to me.
again, the guest should have arrived, and I haven't heard anything. She's going to pick up the sending stone and just kind of put it to her ear. What's the status, Shuttle One? Shuttle One? Uh, hold on one moment. She's going to kind of back into her office and pick up another sending stone and start talking a little more quietly. Anyone who'd like to eavesdrop may. Anyone who'd like to look around or try to pickpocket something may as well. There are, however, quite a few security around.
Kidlek is going to try and eavesdrop on that, if at all
She's
possible.
Jay is gonna try and look around and see if she can't see the, some
Okay, both of you rolling
sign of
perception.
the thing.
That is a cool 23 for
Okay,
Kitlak.
and what were you looking for, Goldwyn?
Signs of the shuttle that she was talking about in space. 15.
She indicated up. You look around. You do see in her office there is sort of a map of the dolphin itself. And ironically, you after hearing Tessa's complaints about how boring it was, it looks like they have installed additional decks. Um, Previously, it only had about 5 decks. Looks like there are closer to 7 or 8 now. You can actually see where they've built in decks because some of those, there are notes saying new deck here, structural problem here, keep an eye on this, engineers post, that sort of thing. And you see at the very top where you saw that that cargo ship dock is exactly called the shuttle. Kitlek, what you hear is customs. What is going on with our shuttle? I'm not getting a response. Uh huh. Uh huh. Oh, by the nine hells. Okay. He said what? Sorry, they said what? Uh huh. Oh, joy of joys. They're on their way. She heads back towards you. That heaviness that got lifted has returned tenfold. About that customs issue and smuggling I mentioned, apparently someone brought a pet. It was not a very friendly pet.
Oh,
Yes, they have locked down customs, but they were able to contact our guest um, through a proxy who ran all the way to lock down the decks. Uh, they would like you to go up and join them and help deal with this pet problem. They said you have approximately 30 minutes, after which time uh, you and your entire ship would be banned from any trade where a Mercane has set foot.
why
So
is
if you
this
follow this,
our problem? Kitlak says, furrowing his brow. It's not our pet.
no, it is not, and frankly, I agree. However, this is a request from the Mercane. You do not turn down a request from the Mercane. So,
I'll add it to
the
their
stairs,
tab then.
the stairs are right there. Hmm? Uh, I presume it is a beast. The last thing heard through the sealed doors was a terrifying scream. So, probably a beast.
Hmm. Fascinating. No
If
time
you
like the
head up
present, then.
If you head up the stairs, that will take you to the upper cargo deck. From there is a ladder that will bring you to the shuttle. Where the beast is between the cargo decks and customs and in the shuttle, I do not know. No one is responding, which does not bode well,
Oh,
and means
so
I'm going to have a lot of letters that I don't want to write.
quick question. How much of your security force are you sending with us?
No security force was requested. That said, one security team was sent in before lockdown. They are not responding, so that is currently a minimum of 20 people that I have to write home about if the worst has occurred.
You got a second security force you could send with us? Because I'm requesting it.
If you fail, they're going in.
It feels like it'd go. Genevieve's heading off. Kidlag is kind of like looking sidelong at her, looking back. It
I am.
feels like we should have more going on here. Perhaps at the same time. It's far be it from me to question your leadership, Genevieve! And he runs after Genevieve.
Come on, Cap. No time for debate.
Um, Quite true. It is.
Cassie follows with a
They,
single glance back there.
there is quite a few stairs. As you go up the stairs, there is no elevator or lift, which is kind of a pain in the ass. This thing is very tall. You do see at least 2 more floors have been added above the command deck. From what you can tell, at least one is a trading port or a trade market, and the second one is more like a hospitality floor. Rooms, food. There's a lot more activity on these floors. There's some very enticing smells on the hospitality floor. It's quite nice, actually.
There isn't another port that we could like get back on our ship and go fly up there and dock again, is there?
No, there is not. There's only one external port. The only other port is on top for their shuttle. No one but their shuttle gets to go up there. You do not hear any of that. You have not gotten when you get to past the market and hospitality deck, you get to what appears to be um, what was a customs deck, but has now become an obviously. I'm sorry, a cargo deck has become a customs deck. There are, in fact, 3 security teams already there, sort of locked and loaded. Kitlak. Um,
Hmm.
they do not look forward to entering. Uh, One of them, though, does seem to be sort of a. You don't think of elves as grizzled and old and scarred. This one is. He's going to take one look at you and go, Captain's orders, we wait till you're done. My orders, I'm going to follow you in and secure each deck. You find the monster, we'll provide cover fire. You don't, we lock down the deck. Not a clue. Apparently, it was small and cuddly, and then screams, and since then silence. So, yeah.
Someone's made a terrifying mistake.
It sounds like Melody.
Yes.
Well, what if they're all Kitlak here?
That would be strange and also very interesting, but mostly strange.
Yeah, I understand you have a time limit. Currently you have post 16 minutes to clear 3 decks and then 3 decks on a ship to find this thing.
This is all part of our process.
Fair enough.
I appreciate you having a fallback position for us, however.
Oh, I mean, if you start screaming, we're locking down and then calling in an exterminator, which
Are
will
we
take
not
4
that?
days to arrive, unfortunately. But you're the
Wait,
ones that,
are your trade rates on the line too, or just ours?
as I understand it, the guest requested you come and deal with it. I'm going against orders. No, why would we have travel rations? We live here. If we want a snack, we go down 2 decks. You see a halfling kind of half raise their hand. I do. I've told you to stop snacking. Um, okay. They hand you the jerky. Yeah, no, just don't let them eat me. Their lockdown appears to be part arcane energy field, part just a metal door that is slammed shut. At the I guess lieutenant's nod, the field lowers, and then 2 large locks are heard, and a door opens, a tiny door. All 3 security teams are aiming a weapon at it, but as it opens, there is nothing. Just an empty deck.
Shay is going to whisper to Kitlek, 5 gold. Genevieve's got this.
I'll take that bet. Sorry, Genevieve.
Genevieve will just continue forward, and she's just gonna go ahead and cast Speak with Animals, and then she's just let me find the spell. So it says, for the duration, you can comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. So it doesn't say necessarily that I would be speaking in beasts, like whatever language they understand, but that I can verbally communicate. So she's just going to start calling out. How would she call out? She'd probably be like, Ella, come here. If you want a treat, come here. I got the treat for you. And she'll just keep moving through the decks saying that Speak with Animals lasts 10 minutes, so once 10 minutes hit, she'll cast it again.
Kitlek's going to have both his guns at the ready, retrieving his king shot from his bag of holding.
All right, you enter upstairs. Here we go. Here's the first deck.
Kitlek is also going to ready an action, to attack anything that attacks one of his friends or himself.
Shay, where are you? Do you follow them?
I think she's pretty close behind Genevieve, yeah.
No. Put that one back on the ship. I have different ones. So they don't get lost. And Cassie, you're joining them?
Yes, Cassie is joining.
All right. You hear, as you pass through, one set of guards, and let us know when this deck is clear. Then we'll lock down, bring the others in. It's a pretty wide circular deck. There are a couple walls here, a couple doors there, but overall it seems to be kind of a pass-through cargo. You can see things have been just left set up to be either shifted onto the ship or off the ship. Genevieve, nothing is responding to you so far.
Okay. She's just going to stay here maybe for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then she'll whistle a couple times, but then she'll quiet down to listen for anything.
Go ahead and roll me a perception to hear anything. Would anyone else like to look around or do anything?
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
got, Shay is go. Is it dark here? It's not like magical darkness or anything like.
No, it's actually it's lit, but it's not like bright light. It's just, enough to see by. There are some shadows cast because of how things are stacked up, but that's about it.
That's a 17 perception.
Yeah, she's gonna put her hand on the floor and see if she can feel any vibrations. That might be made by a creature, like footfalls or like heavy breathing or stuff like that, like purring, or that might resonate through the
Okay,
floor.
roll me your perception. Genevieve, you don't hear any. No, you do hear something. What is that? That sounds like something kind of resting or flopping. You're not quite sure, but you don't hear any animal sounds.
12.
The only vibrations, as far as you can tell, come from you and your team and the security team. Cassie and Kitlak, what are you two doing? Are you
Kitlak
investigating
is yeah, Kitlak's investigating. He's looking for signs of this creature is passing, like anything destroyed, flipped over, damaged, bodies, etc., etc. What signs of activity are there?
roll me your investigation.
Okay, he's going to use his guidance on this one.
And Cassie, what are you doing?
Cassie, meanwhile, is keeping eyes open for the creature itself.
Kitlak gets a 22 on investigation.
You don't think it was deliberate. You think it's just how it felt. You do find a body actually not far from where you entered, or rather, body isn't quite right. It's a meat sack more than anything else. It used to
Cool.
be a body. There is you can kind of see where the face is. There is a little bit of blood pooling, but that's about it. And with a 22
How does
to
it appear to be dismembered? Is it like
Oh, it's not
claws,
dismembered.
teeth?
It is a meat sack, literally. It's just as if a person just collapsed and turned into a skin.
What
Ah,
species?
so
Body.
body horror. Gotcha.
Yeah. And you actually find a few others on this deck. Again, all with small pools of blood, but otherwise their skin intact and their bodies just flopped on the ground.
What species are they? They're like guards or? Are they
It's hard to
Mercane?
tell what kind of species they are. They have human tinted skin, but a lot of species have human tinted skin. Um, One of them seems smaller than others, so that might be a halfling or a gnome or a dwarf or a child. No, probably not a child. Too bulky for that in its own way. Oh, there's a beard. Probably dwarf.
Well, that's disturbing.
But as far as you can
Dwarf.
tell, there's no creature here, just flesh sack bodies.
Dwarves aren't that bad.
So avoid contact with this thing, whatever it might be. It may have like Kitlak's also going to look over and see how this distortion of flesh occurred. Like, are there any visible spines sticking out of these things? Are there any visible like bite wounds that are swollen? Like you said, they're intact, but they're, flesh sacks.
There was a little bit of blood. As you kind of poke at the skin, you do see puncture marks. Yes, it looks like there were very sharp bites into the skin, and then they became flesh sacks. And that's where there's a little bit of pooling, but it looks like whatever it is kills them instantly because
Can
there's not a huge
Genevieve
pool of blood.
can Genevieve roll a, I don't know, animal handling or survival or nature check to see what kind of beast might have done this?
Survival or nature, sure. Yes, if you'd like.
That would be a 13.
Which one?
Let's do nature.
From what you're seeing, you don't know what sort of beast, but what you do know is no natural beast can do this. You mentioned rabbit. You have heard of the legendary rabbit that can kill a man instantly. That is not a natural creature. It has been enhanced and made into a horrible monstrosity, despite its small size. You might be looking at something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if my animal friendship spell is going to work on this creature. I don't know if it actually counts as a beast anymore.
I don't think it maybe has a concept of friendship.
Most animals
So-
don't have concepts of friendship, but that doesn't mean the spell doesn't work.
Fair enough. I'm not the expert here.
So I
don't-
don't hear screams. I'm guessing no monster on this level.
Not
no,
that we
just
can see.
just some poor souls that you might want to see to.
Don't get bitten. That goes for anyone, just as a general rule in life, and also especially in this instance.
It might be a werewolf.
Are you able to? Werewolves don't literally tear the innards out like this.
A vampire werewolf.
I don't think so. No, it's turning people into flesh sacks. It's not
Shay,
werewolf MO.
Shay, I don't say this lightly, but you might read too many books.
Well,
She will look back.
I'm jotting it down anyway for our tabletop session.
She will look back
Is
at
that
the
even possible?
she'll look back at the guards and just say, "Are you able to put the barrier up between this level and the next one?"
The hard barrier, no, but we do have an arcane barrier we can stick over the stairs once you go up.
That'll work.
Just call back if it's clear up there. We'll move up one. Move a team up one. The green squares are the upstairs, downstairs. You can use that to go up.
Yeah, she'll
next level.
move up to the next level. And she should still have speak with animals. So she will just say, she'll kind of whistle again. She'll do the same thing. She'll just be like, "I got a treat for you. Big ol' flesh sack over here."
Does anyone else follow Genevieve? Does everyone follow
Oh, yeah.
Genevieve?
Oh, yeah.
Again, Killik's
of course.
readying that action.
All right. Again, there's no response. You hear some muttering of, you think, magic words down the stairs. Genevieve, did you want to try and listen for the creature again?
Yes.
And did anyone want to... There are fewer things to hide. The flesh sacks are more obvious here. It is obvious that they were running away. A few seem to be trying to defend themselves. They got
No.
nowhere. They seem to fall to this thing instantly.
That is a big ol' fat no.
Would anyone else like to try and listen for the creature or search for the creature?
So beyond what we're not hearing, there is someone casting a spell lower down, or
Just behind you, putting up a barrier at the
oh,
stairs.
the guards putting out the barrier.
Yeah,
Got it.
they
got it,
said
got
they're
it.
they're securing the decks as you
Yeah,
advance,
yeah.
basically.
Okay. Do you want me to be bait? How many more decks are there? How many? In and out of character. How many decks are there?
He said there were 3.
And you do see the ladders that lead up to where the shuttle is. So, if it's not here, you're going up to the shuttle ship.
Are there more bodies here, or
Oh
no?
yeah, no, there's less cargo here, so it's actually very easy to see the flesh sacks. Like I said, there are some that were obviously running away, some that had tried to defend and just fell where they were standing. Some of the flesh sacks holding swords and shields is the wrong term, but their weapons and defense and shields were kind of landed with their bodies.
It's probably up in the shuttle since they were having trouble with the shuttle, right?
Probably, but
Certainly
we
possible.
can't really rule out anything. So let's just do a quick sweep of this area. see if there's anything in here.
You know what? I think Cassie is actually going to create her Eldritch Cannon, the protector one that does the temporary hit points.
All right.
And she's just going to make the wearable version as she had last time.
All right, you go first, Genevieve.
Genevieve.
I've got money ready on this.
Genevieve is going to go first.
It's 11 temporary hit points for everybody.
Nice.
11. All right.
I was going to use 8. I'm like, no, Melko's got something better.
If Genevieve feels it's further up, she's just going to go up to the final level.
Yep. Gitlak in hot pursuit.
Cassie, of course, is staying close to everybody.
I
You want-
went up, but I don't see an up, so I just put it back in the
So
middle.
basically, the stairs lead you to sort of the landing dock for the shuttle, which is
What if this is all a test?
And again, there are a couple bodies here. Some fleeing, some defending, and all flesh sack now. You can roll another perception if you'd like.
Would
Did any
be
of
a
you
good
call back
idea.
to let the guards know that the deck is clear?
No, because she's not entirely confident it was.
Yeah, we did it pretty
Yeah.
well.
She is going to do the same thing where she's just kind of hollering out. And then she's going to stop and listen.
Gitlak's perception's pretty low. I'm gonna say that he's mostly got eyes on Genevieve to make sure she's safe.
That's more like it. That's a 15 perception.
Shay, are you doing perception at all or not?
No, she's waiting to see if Genevieve can find this, and if she can't, she's got something else she's gonna suggest. So
Okay. Genevieve, you are on the top of the dolphin ship. You see the shuttle before you, and ever so faintly, you hear in the wind just a quaint little moopsie.
Really?
Really. I've been planning this since
Oh,
it came
boy.
out.
I'm
All right.
sure that means something to you too. Does Genevieve see anything?
Nope, you just barely heard that. It's somewhere above you, on the shuttle somewhere.
On the shuttle.
Yep, there are rope ladders that you can use to climb up into the lower cargo, there's another rope ladder you can climb up to go to the top deck.
She will climb up into the, what did you call it, cargo hold?
Lower cargo, yeah.
Yeah, she'll climb up into that first.
All right. It is filled with boxes and barrels and cargo. And roll me an investigation real quick.
She is going to recast Speak with Animals on herself. Ooh, very good. Investigation, that's a 21.
Here, some people seem to be trying to climb on top of the cargo, and their flesh sacks just kind of collapsed on top of it. So whatever this thing is, it can reach pretty high if it wants to, or has some ability to get vertical, maybe walk on ceilings. Who knows? Yeah. But again, no creature, just bodies and cargo.
Is there a way up into the ship from here?
Yep, there is another ladder.
She'll poke her head out from under the ladder and she'll wave the others up. And then she'll head over to the next ladder.
These shuttles don't require a helm, do they? Or is
They
it like a
do.
spell? Are they like Spelljammer shuttles? Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is like a It is. Yeah, it's a spelljammer. It's its own spelljammer.
Separate from the port.
Yep.
Okay.
So the ladder brings you up to about here.
Genevieve is just going to, as she crawls up into this space, she'll just say, with the animal communication, the speak with animals going, she's going to be like, we're not trying to harm you.
And you hear another. You're close enough now. You do hear another moopsie along with a. Well, it's about time. You're down to 5 minutes. Good job.
Is this your pet that was doing this?
Oh, no. Why don't you come up and join me, yes? We have much to discuss and little time.
Could we perhaps discuss what happened to all these bodies down here first?
So if you go up the stairs, that leads you to here, a rear castle area. Is everyone joining? Following Genevieve?
Kitlak has been by default like right behind
Yes,
Genevieve
yeah.
this whole time.
Oh yeah, we're like the Scooby Gang. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point,
Okay,
Yeah.
which one
Kitlak
is
is in-
Scooby-Doo?
is now in front of Genevieve.
Oh, whoops.
So what you
Directions
see
are hard.
when you get up there is you do see a small creature, teeny tiny, cute and fluffy looking, with paws that are a little bit like flippers, and just these big adorable eyes staring at you, contained within a bubble of force. And about 10 feet away is a tall, blue-skinned, long-fingered being. Kitlak, you immediately recognize him, Mercane. You've seen them before. This is who was expecting you.
That's actually quite a cute creature there.
Yes, it was one of the more insidious, what do you call them? Weapons of mass destruction that was developed during the wars.
By you?
Is it?
Oh, no. No one is sure if it was the elves or the orcs. It has traits of both, really, if you think about them.
Is it contained? Because we've got some pretty dead people and pretty scared people that want to know. Down
Oh,
below.
yes, it is contained for another 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and at which point you have the containment device that I've asked for, yes?
What?
Containment device?
Oh dear. Well, I told them if they could get the message, I would find a way to contain the creature. Although they may die in doing so, they were happy to give their lives to get the message, and I was able to contain it, but the device to contain it has limited power. So they were supposed to convey for you to bring some sort of containment device.
Yeah, they didn't convey that to us at all. Is this
Ah,
is this
well,
a
in that
beast?
case, you are about to die.
Is this a beast?
Oh, no. Monstrosity.
Ugh.
Adorable monstrosity. It links bones.
Well, that's
Is our
entirely
is our sealed
unhelpful.
case big enough to fit this thing in?
You didn't bring that with you.
I know, but if we go back fast enough, maybe we could get it. Or is it in Cassie's bag? I can't remember.
It
Cassie's
is
looking
small,
at it.
so in theory it would be kind of squished, but yes, in theory that might contain it. Depends if you can break through glass.
Is it in Cassie's bag?
Is this sphere small enough to fit within a bag of holding?
The sphere itself? It is 10 feet around, so no, because the bag of holding is only 5 feet around, as I recall.
Anyway, you
think.
can shrink that sphere.
If I could make it
Yes.
smaller, I would, but it's not designed to
Yes.
be projected. It is a shield for me.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just going to say this. I give up.
Yeah.
My skills are useless here.
Yes. Am I
Don't like hearing
talking
that.
here? Yes. I can reduce. I can shrink it.
How can you sink the sphere?
With the
It is
spell?
a field of force.
Look, I can cast animal
The large
friendship.
reduce should work.
I can cast animal friendship, but this is not an animal.
We've got that sealed thing that we found on the other ship, right? That might work here, or I can shrink this thing and Kitlet could put it, or Cassie could put it in their bag of holding, which I'm not sure what it would do to that. It might explode, like put